Hello, Space Watchers, and welcome back to another Weekly Nuggets, where we comment on the news of the week. So this week is time to comment on Iris², the European infrastructure for resilience, interconnectivity, and security by satellites. So Monday, the 16th of December in Brussels, the European Commission formalized a 12-year concession contract with SpaceRise, which was the sole bidder for Iris². SpaceRise is a private consortium composed by 3 private companies, SES, Eutelsat, and Hispasat. But it boasts an array of European subcontractors spanning the entire satellite communication ecosystem in Europe. For example, Thales Alenia Space, OHB, Airbus Defence and Space, Telespazio, Deutsche Telekom, Orange, Hisdesat, and Thales 6, the usual suspect. So let's go straight to the matter. The news really is not the signing of the contract, but more about the revealing information, the revealing of certain important details, in particular about the budget and about the goals of Iris². So let's start from the budget. Iris² will cost 10.6 billion euro, and out of this 10.6 billion, 57% will be paid by the EU, with 6 billion. 38% by SpaceRise, the private telecommunication consortium, with 4.1 billion, and 5% by ESA, which will contribute to the total budget with 550 million. So let's move to the goal. The declared goal of Iris² is not to compete against Starlink, which makes sense because Iris² will deploy 292 satellites, and Starlink already has deployed 6,000 plus satellites. So the primary goal of Iris² is to provide secure connectivity for the member states, which is a key asset in today's geopolitical landscape. And I'm completely supporting this because it's very dangerous, in my opinion, in today's geopolitical climate for Europe to not have a secure telecommunication asset. However, there is a catch. The catch is that only 25% of the communication capacity of this constellation will be used for security matters. The remaining 75% will be available for the private commercial sectors, to those who have contributed to pay to build it, except, of course, in case of natural disasters or emergencies, where each member state will be granted full access to the communication capacity of Iris². Now, the question is, if the main goal of Iris² is security, is to provide the security connection service to the member states, and it doesn't need all these 290 satellites, or it doesn't need the full communication capacity of this constellation. In fact, it seems it needs only 1/4 of the communication capacity of Iris². Why are we building 290 satellites? And the answer might be because the commercial sector needs them to offer some services, which make perfect sense. But this raises 2 questions. A, why the Union is financing 60% of an infrastructure which will use only for 25% of its capacity? And B, what are the commercial sector goals with Iris²? How they're going to use these 290 satellites, and which type of services will they provide? What are the benefits for the taxpayers, for the European taxpayers? Which type of deal will the taxpayers receive in exchange for having financed upfront, which is very important, and an infrastructure that they will use only marginally? If we are partially subsidizing a private enterprise, we as citizens should be informed on why and what it comes in for us. And I'm even up for that if this makes sense for the consumers. For example, if the prices of the connectivity for the European users will be more competitive than the one from Starlink, or if the service provided by Iris² is more secure or provides us with the privacy that Starlink cannot offer, for example. Privacy nowadays has a value. So all these are services that can be placed on the table in exchange of the Union's contribution. However, nobody speaks about that. So these are important details that have not been discussed by the consortium, they've not been disclosed by the Commission, nor by ESA, as a matter of fact. The taxpayers are completely invisible. And this is one of the major and more critical weaknesses when it comes to A, Europe, and B, Iris², lack of transparency. So considering all the information provided, how Iris² will really be used and by whom is still a bit cloudy. Have a lovely Christmas and holiday time, and I will see you in January. Take care.